Today we're going to do something different, and I can honestly say that I've never done anything like this before. Guys, we're doing boxing shorts. Shorts for boxers. Never done anything like this before. And I've already made one patch and put them onto the boxers, and I've made a second patch and we're going to sew this onto the boxers, and I have another patch from another sponsor and we're sewing those on as well, guys. And on taking this project on, the one thing that I wanted to take into consideration was what the person was going to be using it for, which is obviously boxing. And the one thing that I took into consideration while I'm deciding how I'm going to apply these patches, these sponsors patches, were I wanted to make sure that the fighter was going to be comfortable while competing and while boxing, right? You don't want to be thinking about a patch and the feeling of a patch on the opposite side rubbing up against your skin while you're trying to compete and you're trying to not to get hit, right? So that's why I decided to make the patches and sew them on as opposed to embroidering directly on to the garment. You want to take things like that into consideration with each project. Some projects maybe more than others, because this is something like that's physical. It's like a sport. In sports items, they require the wearer to perform. So things like this, you want to like really take special care doing, you know, and the end user, which is the athlete competing, will definitely notice the difference when performing their sport. When it comes to shorts, as far as like amateur boxers and stuff are concerned, most of the times the shorts are sublimated on. Well, I won't say most of the times, because there's no, I don't know, it depends on, it varies from fighter to fighter and how much money people want to spend and stuff like that to get their stuff customized. But I would say most of the stuff that I see, the sponsors and stuff have their stuff sublimated all over the shorts, right? So it's, you know, so it's not embroidered on. But embroidery to me always adds a nice custom touch to whatever it is you're doing it on. So I like the look of this, I like the feel of this, and I think it's gonna be amazing on these shorts. So embroidery always adds like a little something extra to whatever you put it on, and it doesn't matter what typically goes on the item. Embroidery just seems more premium. It just seems more premium. Let me know if you can relate in the comments, and if I'm making this stuff up. I really don't think so. I think embroidery really stands out above everything else when it comes to apparel decorating. So right now I'm just putting pins inside of where I want to sew onto to hold the letter in place so it can stay exactly where I want it to go. All right, so in situations like this is why I would tell y'all, especially when I was teaching the brother SE600 sewing and embroidery machine, that machines like this have sewing capabilities, so you should definitely switch your machine out of sewing mode sometimes, out of embroidery mode sometimes, and put it in sewing mode so that you can practice your sewing skills for situations like this. You can get yourself so much work, more work, if you can do different things with your garment decorating. And this is one of those things. This is one of those examples. Well, you know, now I get my garment fully on the table here, put my foot down on that little seam, make sure my garment, the weight of my garment is laying on the table, and I just start my first stitch, do a little back stitch to hold it in place. All right, and then go straight down with it. I can speed it up just a little bit. I got all day. All right. Once I get that first straight stitch, I'm pretty much good to go. When I get to the end, slow it down just a little bit. And watch what I do here at the end. I stop it, keep it down turn my garment. All right, turn my garment while the needle's still down inside of the thing, but I'll raise my presser foot. Now I'm going to put my presser foot back down. I'm going to come back up this way. All right, and I'm not stretching the fabric. I'm trying to make sure the fabric is still, you know, relaxed. I'm not pulling the fabric, I'm not stretching the fabric. All right, put my foot back down and go ahead and do the next stitch. All right. There we go. In this way. All right. Nice and teasy. This is the hardest part. That's why having a flatbed and sewing machine is easier, because you can manipulate the fabric easier. You got more room to manipulate the fabric underneath the machine. But I do just fine with the SE600, and you guys can too. All right. So once I get to a place where I'm comfortable and the fabric is laying down, go ahead and start that part right here. Get to the edge where I want to turn, stop it. Go ahead and turn it back. Turn it back around and take my time, because now I'm coming around the turn. So I want to take my time and make sure that fabric is laying down nicely on the garment in a natural state, in a state that it's supposed to be, and make sure I'm also making sure that the weight of my garment is laying on my table, so it's not pulling down on my project. All right. I'm taking my time. I'm coming around. I'm gonna stop, and I'm just gonna lift and turn. Stop. Lift and turn. And just take your time. You could even use the hand wheel if you want to. Stop. Lift and turn. And so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. It's not that difficult at all. It just can be a little bit tedious sewing on patches. Lift and turn. Foot down. Lift and turn. And you do have to get comfortable with your machine. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's like so easy, but it's not difficult once you get the hang of it. It really isn't. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys something that it isn't. I'm not doing anything special here, guys, to be honest. But I guess it might seem like it. And me, a few years ago, looking at me right now, I guess I would be impressed with what I'm doing right now. So maybe I am doing something special. I don't know. Lift and turn. Yeah. Younger me would be impressed with older me. Younger me would be impressed with this version of me seeing this version of me doing what I'm doing right now. I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're pretty good at a sewing machine. I guess I am. I guess I am. I can turn it up a little bit, and I can just guide the fabric a little bit, you know. But I'm just being real careful because I don't want this to gather. I want it to lay down nicely. All right. And when I get to the end, I'm feeling a little shaky, I can just raise the foot, lift and turn, right? Put it back down, and I can even use the hand wheel and sew manually, slowly. And I'm just laying down that satin stitch. All right, just laying down that satin stitch, and turn the wheel by hand on the side of the embroidery machine, of the sewing machine in this case. All right, come in with it, get to that right here, stop it, then do the last little portion of that, and we're done. We're not done yet, but we're about to be done. back stitch, cut, and that's it. That's it. Take your time, get your material out of there so you don't mess up the garment because it is silky. So in the change of events, I did have to take off the small M and put on a bigger M, and you can see the reason why sewing this on was way better than embroidering it on, because in an instance like this where the client was like, hey, my promotion is too small, I paid you X amount of dollars for this, and you put something this small, I feel like I'm not getting value for my money. I just had a single stitch to take out and it was really, really easy. And now I'm gonna put this on. See what I mean? See why it's better to sew it on? Another reason why it's better to sew it on. So let me sew that on real fast and replace what I had on there. See, you guys have no idea. That was about to be all types of screwed up. Man, you talking about, if I would have embroidered that on there, see? Trust me, guys. Just listen to what I tell you and you'll never go wrong. I ain't gonna tell you wrong, guys. Everything I tell y'all is from experience. I'm not telling you because it's good for my health. I'm telling you because this is stuff that really happens to me. You know what I mean? So, I'm not talking just to hear myself talk. Just take my time and put this on right. And then we're going to have a good night. Oh, gotta put that foot down. Sometimes you forget. And I'm printing some DTFs. Thank you for your order. If you ordered. Appreciate your business. So just like anything else, take my time and put that on. All right. New patch has been sewn on. This is how the shorts came out. This is my voiceover because my microphone died. Uh, See, the advertisers' logos are nice and big, nice and visible to advertise while the boxer is boxing. You'll notice this patch right here is the patch that came on the shorts, and it's embroidered fully on, and you guys can see how that can rub against the boxer's leg right there. And if you look at mine, you see that mine is just a single stitch, and that's the inside of the shorts. So that's going to be a lot more comfortable for the athlete performing. Here's the new patch that I sewed on. And you guys can see, once again, that's the inside of the shorts. And same with the one up top, the original one, that's the inside of the shorts with the single stitch. It looks good. I think it looks great. This is my first time doing this, guys. Let me know how I did. I think it came out great. Did not ruin the integrity of the shorts at all. And so far, the person really likes it, and I hope he does well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.